Are you wanting to retire decades early? If you are, you must know and track these four numbers. Very important that you learn these four numbers. Today's video, we're going to break down exactly what those four numbers are. And then you'll know if you can retire anywhere from 5 to 10 years early. Guys, this is important stuff. So stay tuned. Now, most people have no idea when they'll be able to retire, but people who retire in 10, 15, or even 20 years early, they're not making more money than you. They're just tracking four very specific numbers. And today, I'm going to show you exactly what those numbers are and how you can calculate each individual one. Now, here's what's interesting. It doesn't come down to picking the right stocks, timing the market, or even how much money you make. People who actually achieve financial independence and early retirement. Now, that's what's called the FIRE movement, financial independence and early retirement. Community calls FIRE, and they just know their numbers and they check them regularly. So important. So today, in this video, we're going to walk through the only four numbers you need to know to track for early retirement. Now, we're also going to learn how to calculate each one. And the best part, once you have the system down, it takes you less than 1 hour a month to stay on top of everything. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Now, number one is you must know your savings rate. Savings rate, okay? And this number is the one that literally drives everything else. Your savings rate is the percentage of your take-home pay that you're actually investing for the future, not just sitting in a bank account because it's not working for you, it's not collecting interest. Actually putting that money to work. Now, the formula is very simple. Take the total amount invested divided by your take-home pay, and your savings rate is what it equals. So you'll be able to see on the screen, if you invest $500 this month and your take-home pay is $5,000, then your savings rate very simply is 10%. Now, we use take-home pay, not gross pay, because gross pay includes a lot of federal taxes and state taxes and FICA and quite a bit other, okay? Now, that money was never really yours to begin with. Using gross pay would just make you feel like you're underperforming when you're actually doing just fine, okay? Now, some of you are thinking, well, what about my 401k contributions? Well, this comes out before your take-home pay, so it is a great question, but the answer is very simple. Just add your 401k contributions to your total invested amount. It's money going towards your future. So, yes, it does count. Now, here's a real life example. Let's say you make $75,000 a year. Now, that's about say $57,000 after taxes, thereabouts. Okay, you contribute about $5,000 to a Roth IRA and $10,000 to your 401k. Now that's $15,000 invested. Now take that divided by 57,000, which is your take home, and it gives you a savings rate of about 26%. That's amazing. Now, here's where it gets real. According to the Bureau of Economic Analysis, the average American's personal savings rate in 2024 was only 5.4%. Now, that's not going to get you into early retirement. Using the net worth early retirement calculator will show that if you're starting from zero with a 50% savings rate on $75,000 income, you could retire in 14 years. Now, drop that to 20%, and you're looking at 28 years. And 20% is a lot more realistic. Okay. But if you're 25 right now, that still gets you out by, say, 53 when you can retire at 53 years old. You have your health, you have a majority of your wealth, it's the perfect time at 53 to reinvent yourself. Now, drop it to 5%, and you're looking at nearly 48 years. And that's the average American path, 48 years. The more you save, the faster you get there. Simple as that. Now that you know your number, your savings rate number, the next number is actually what determines how much you need to retire. And most people get this completely wrong. Okay. So number 2 is know your annual spending number. Okay. Basically, it's how much your life actually costs per year. Now, this number does 2 things, okay? It influences your savings rate, and it helps us figure out what your FIRE number is, which we'll get into in just a minute. Now, here's how you calculate it. Pull up your bank and your credit card statements from the last 3 months. Add up every single transaction, rent, groceries, dining out, subscriptions, everything, okay? Everything. Then separate it into 2 buckets. Now, bucket number 1, your regular monthly expenses. These are your bills, your rent, your transportation, your groceries, and your discretionary spending. Okay. Now, bucket number 2 is your one-off bigger picture. It may be a laptop, it may be a vacation. We're getting ready to go on vacation. And it's in my bucket number 2. Now, maybe a rare Pokemon card, maybe a rare baseball or football card. Yes, those count too. Get an average monthly number for both buckets. Add them together and multiply by 12 for 12 months. That is your annual spending number. Okay, that's the number 2 one. So if your regular monthly expenses are $3,000 and your one-off purchase is about $200 a month, that's $3,200 a month, or about $38,400 a year. Now, here's something fascinating. Research by the American College of Financial Services found that people who check their financial numbers regularly save significantly more for retirement. In fact, more than half the people who check their retirement balance daily save over 10% of their income. Now, people who check weekly or monitor were about 30% more likely to hit that 10% savings mark than people who only checked it quarterly. Think about it, guys. It's like stepping on a scale at the gym. Just seeing the number changes your behavior. Financial awareness works the same way. All right. So now you know what you're saving and you know what you're spending. But here's the number that most people completely overlook when they're trying to build wealth. And it's the only one that actually tells you how close you are to the finish line. And that is number 3, know your investable assets. Now, this isn't your net worth, and that distinction does matter a lot. Investable assets are accounts that can actually generate a return for you. They make money for you that is over the level of inflation. All right. So we're talking about your 401k. We're talking about your IRA or your Roth, your taxable brokerage account, any cash that you're planning to invest soon. That's it. It doesn't include your car, your house, your furniture, your collectibles. And here's why. Let's say you have a home worth, easy number, $500,000, an emergency fund of $50,000, and a retirement account of $450,000. So on paper, you have $1 million net worth. Sounds great, right? A lot of people wish they were there, but you can't spend your house. You can't sell 1 bedroom to cover the grocery bill unless you're planning on downsizing completely and that home's equity is locked up. So your actual investable assets in this scenario are only $450,000. Now, tracking investable assets, not total net worth, gives you a much more accurate picture of when you're actually on the stand, on the path to financial independence. Now, once a month or once a quarter, you add up all your retirement brokerage accounts and investable ready cash. And that right there is your number right there. That easy. Now, here's where all four numbers come together. And this last one is going to tell you exactly how many years you have left until you're free, until you can say, yes, I'm retired. Thank you. Here's number 4. Know your years to financial independence, or FI. FI is your financial independence. All right, guys. Now, think of FI. Think of it like a GPS for your retirement. It's your estimated time of arrival. And just like GPS, if you take a faster route, otherwise, if you increase your savings rate, then your ETA gets even shorter. But now what happens if you hit traffic and slow down? Your spending goes up. Well, that ETA gets pushed back, doesn't it? So to calculate this, you first need your FIRE number. Remember, FIRE stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. And at the core of FIRE is what's called Rule of 25. Now, you take your annual spending and multiply it by 25. Now, why is that? Because it's built on something called a 4% rule. And this is real common. 4% rule, which says you can withdraw about 4% of your nest egg, your first year of retirement, adjust for inflation every year after it, and not run out of money over 30 years. So important, 4%. You will not run out of money in 30 years. So if your annual spending is $40,000, your FIRE number is $1 million. Okay, that's your goal, 1 million. So once you have your FIRE number, here's how to calculate your years to financial independence. Ready? Grab a pen and a piece of paper. You're going to need to do some math. I know, just a little bit of math. All right, number 1, subtract your current investable assets from your FIRE number. That gives you what's called the gap. Now, take that number, that gap number, by how much you're investing per year. So you divide that gap by how much you're investing per year. So let's say your FIRE number is $1.5 million. You have $500,000 invested. Your gap is $1 million. You're saving $50,000 a year without any growth. Well, that's 20 years. But here's the thing. Your money is growing. It's compounding interest. And your interest is what's doing all of your heavy lifting. I know you hear people talking about compound interest. It is so important to you living a long life and having enough money to enjoy that life. So here's what I want you to do. Take these 4 numbers, your savings rate, your annual spending rate, your investable assets, and your years to financial independence, and put them somewhere visible. Put them at your desk, put them on the side of your monitor. Are these numbers moving in the right direction? Is my savings rate going up? Is my spending staying, or is it going up, or is it in check? Are my investable assets growing? Okay. Now, guys, look, if you found this helpful, and I know there's a lot of math to it, but if you found this helpful, I'd love to know which of these 4 numbers are you going to start tracking first? Okay, if you do me a favor, down below in the comment section, drop a comment below. Let me know what your numbers are or which numbers you're going to start tracking. You don't have to tell me all your numbers, but just let me know which one you're going to go for first. And if you want to see more videos on building your wealth and retiring early, make sure you subscribe to the channel and comment below under this video, especially if there's a video you'd like to see. It'd be my pleasure. All right, guys. My name's Marc, Retirement for Seniors. We'll see you in the next video, my friends. Bye for now.